All right, so let's talk about second trimester. So, second trimester in second pregnancy, this time was a little bit different as far as symptoms and how I felt. Like I shared in my first trimester video, my first pregnancy experience has been completely different than the second pregnancy experience. I think more so because there's a greater awareness of like my body. Um, and so also being more in tune with my body, um, the changes are a little bit different. And because you have a greater sense of awareness, I feel like you feel everything differently. So this time with this pregnancy, I definitely felt the growing pains, the ligament pains as my stomach was expanding. This time around, also with the second pregnancy, I did show sooner, which I shared in my first video, because your core is not as strong as that first time. So definitely started to show sooner and started to feel the achiness of the stretching. So that was something completely different because I did not have any kind of pains in my first pregnancy. Even as I progressed in that first pregnancy, when I was at my biggest 40 weeks, up 40 pounds, I did not feel like any of the ligament pains or even like the back achiness and all that. And so in this pregnancy, the second trimester is when I started to feel all of those things as my body was changing. And so this time around, I did have to begin modification in my second trimester as far as working out, because I was starting to feel it a little bit more. And as I got deeper into the second trimester, I definitely started to feel a little bit more achy, especially after a workout. So I love that I have amazing supplements to support recovery, post workout recovery, because I definitely felt it. In the second trimester, we found out what we were having, so we got to do um, a very intimate gender reveal with our families, both sides of the family. And this time, it was not a surprise to me. It was a surprise to my husband because just to save time, I didn't want to have to drive out to pick up my blood work results. So I had them tell me over the phone. So I was the only one who knew. And when I think about it, when I think back, I had an intuition about my daughter, and I definitely had an intuition this time around. So obviously, we found out we were having a boy, and so leading up to our little reveal, I planned it, something really simple, and my sister helped coordinate the dinner. Her and her husband cooked and did the whole thing, and it was an amazing little, very intimate celebration. And it was just really exciting because we did the whole huge gender reveal with Frida, and this time it was just us, and it was beautiful. And I leading up to it, I did kind of trick my husband in suggesting that we were having another girl. I didn't directly say we were having a girl. I just kind of like teased him about it, like, well, we'll be happy either way, right? You'll be happy either way. So I kind of started to like plant that in his head that we were probably having another girl, but in fact we were not. It would be a surprise for him when we popped the confetti poppers and he saw the blue, and just amazing. And it was just a beautiful moment. And then for me, and just reflecting, like, we have we had this beautiful experience with our daughter, and now we're going to have this amazing experience with our son. So um, it was a very exciting time in this trimester. um, Also, preparing Frida for big sister, becoming a big sister, and getting her excited about the experience. And when having that conversation with her as well, before we led up to the gender reveal, because I didn't know what we were having until the week of our reveal. So literally I had a couple days to put things together. But talking to her, she really wanted a sister. She said she wanted a sister. She kept, even before we knew what we were having, she kept referring to baby as sister. And so um, when we told her, we're going to do this reveal with family, and if you see pink, that means you're having a sister. If you see blue, that means you're having a brother. And so when we did it and she saw it, she almost had like, I look back at the video, she had a reaction like, wait a minute, what's going on? I wanted a sister. Why is this blue? I could see her kind of thinking about it in her head. Um, and it wasn't until the end of this trimester that she came around to the idea of, okay, I'm having a brother, baby brother. And it was just more so like engaging her with the belly and having her talk to brother, having her read to brother and sing to brother, that I feel like that helped kind of get her to come around. Because I wasn't really showing, like extremely showing till the end of this trimester. She didn't It took a while for her to understand, like, okay, there's a baby in there, because at first she would just say, oh, mommy has a panza, mommy has a belly, but she didn't understand there's a baby in there until she started to see my stomach growing, and it was hard and she could feel it, and then she realized, oh gosh, there is a baby in there. So that transition was kind of exciting, because I can see it in her face that it was just starting to make sense. And we also, at the end of this trimester, we began the transition of getting preparing for the rooms, what we were going to do. We decided to convert the spare bedroom into a playroom, and so they would be co-sleeping. And so that transition of kind of explaining to her, this is now your playroom that you're going to share with baby brother, and all the toys will be in there, and that's just going to make it easier for us. But in this trimester, um, we did a lot of we did obviously blood work. There's a lot of blood work and testing, things like that, for any abnormalities. And because I did share this in my first trimester video, that because I am older, over 35, there is additional testing that has to be done. And that at first was kind of a little overwhelming, and I just didn't know how to feel, because I felt like, I'm a very healthy person. I take care of myself, and having to do all these extra appointments, having to check, thyroid, all of these different things, because I'm older and considered, higher risk pregnancy because of my age, a maternal age. They call it a geriatric pregnancy, which is just crazy to me. That kind of made me feel uneasy every time I had another appointment for something else, because it's like, I feel fine. I feel like that itself causes so much stress. So I had to try my best to like not focus on that, because I felt good. Every time I did blood work, everything was great. Every time I went to my doctor's office, she would tell me that, everything's going well. Baby looks healthy. Baby sounds healthy. Everything seems fine. And so just every time that I had to have another appointment for this or for that, having to see a geneticist, we saw a geneticist as well, because of my age. So it's just all of those things kind of like can be a little daunting, because it's like something can go wrong, and this and that. So just remaining focused and positive was my intention in this trimester, because that was really stressful for me, like to think because of my age something could be wrong or whatever. But overall, you know I felt good. Every time I would come back, results would come back, and everything was fine. uh, I never had anything to worry about, because it would always be a good outcome. And so, in this trimester is where I really focused on doing like meditation, just so that I'm not overwhelming myself with stress, not putting stress on my body or stress on the baby, because that also can affect in a negative way. And just, grateful that I had through this whole experience, once again, having an amazing community of women around me, supporting me, sharing their experiences, so we can support one another, has been truly powerful for me. And I feel like it truly has been a benefit in my pregnancy experiences, and that's something that I'll definitely carry through to postpartum. So this second trimester, um, definitely completely different from my first pregnancy, but it's also, it was a beautiful experience. And I feel like, if anything, it gave me a greater awareness of, like, the more you work on your mindset and your mind and body connection, the more in tune you're going to be with your body, especially in this experience where I feel like pregnancy is such a not only like emotional experience and spiritual experience, but it truly is the epitome of like mind body connection as far as what you're going through, and being able to have this just amazing experience is how I can best like explain it. I felt this time around even more so in tune with my body, of what was going on, the mechanics of everything, and just the process of it all. And it's just, to me, it's just amazing to think about how powerful our bodies are and how they thrive even more so during pregnancy.